In a distant future, on a planet filled with strange aliens, a big meeting was held. The Galactic Council, made up of leaders from many worlds, decided they needed to learn more about humans. They were curious about how humans trained their soldiers. To explore this, they invited a powerful alien commander named General Xylar. He was known for his smart battle strategies and strong leadership. The day of the visit arrived. General Xylar landed his sleek spaceship at the Human Military Academy, which was located on Earth. As he stepped out, he was greeted by a group of excited human cadets. They looked proud in their uniforms, ready to show off their skills. However, some were nervous because they knew he was an important figure. The academy was a sight to behold. It had advanced technology and large training grounds, filled with high-tech equipment. The air buzzed with anticipation as the cadets prepared for the general's visit. They were eager to impress him, hoping to show that humans were more than just simple beings. General Xylar walked through the academy, looking around with a critical eye. He thought humans were not as strong or smart as his alien race. However, he was intrigued by the energy of the academy and the determination of the cadets. Little did he know, he was about to witness something that would change his mind forever. As General Xylar began his tour of the Human Military Academy, the excitement among the cadets grew. They had prepared special demonstrations to show him what they could do. The first stop was the obstacle course, a challenging setup designed to test strength and agility. The cadets lined up, eager to impress the visiting commander. With a wave of his hand, the general signaled for the first cadet to start. The cadet took off, sprinting through the course with surprising speed. He leaped over walls, crawled under nets, and climbed ropes as if he was born for this. General Xylar watched closely, taking notes in his mind. He expected humans to struggle, but they were doing remarkably well. Next, the group moved to the combat training area. Here, cadets practiced hand-to-hand combat and weapon skills. One cadet faced off against a training dummy, showing off swift punches and kicks. Xylar raised an eyebrow, impressed. He could see the focus and dedication in their movements. This was no ordinary training. These humans were training for real challenges. As the tour continued, General Xylar noticed something unusual. The cadets encouraged each other, shouting words of motivation and support. This camaraderie was unlike anything he had seen in his own culture, where competition ruled. He started to realize that human strength came not just from individual skill, but also from their teamwork and spirit. Finally, they'd reached the command center, where cadets learned strategy and tactics. A young woman, Cadet Mia, led a group discussion on a simulated battle scenario. She spoke with confidence and clarity, guiding her peers through complex strategies. Xylar was taken aback by her intelligence and ability to lead. As the tour wrapped up, General Xylar felt a mix of surprise and respect for the humans. They were not the weak beings he had expected. They were strong, smart, and united. He began to rethink everything he had believed about humans, wondering how such a diverse species could thrive in a galaxy filled with dangers. But just as he was about to voice his thoughts, a loud alarm blared through the academy. The lights flickered, and the cadets sprang into action. Xylar watched in awe as they immediately moved to their positions, displaying discipline and readiness. He realized that this was a test, a real test, and the humans were ready to face it head-on. Little did Xylar know, this unexpected event would lead to a shocking revelation about the true nature of humanity. The tension in the air grew thick as he prepared to witness how humans responded to the challenge that lay ahead. The alarm's shrill sound echoed through the Human Military Academy, startling everyone. General Xylar's heart raced as he watched the cadets spring into action, their movements quick and organized. They had trained for emergencies like this, and now it was time to put their skills to the test. As the cadets rushed to their stations, Xylar could see the determination on their faces. They knew what they had to do. Cadet Mia, the young woman who had impressed him earlier, shouted orders to her fellow cadets. "Everyone, stay calm. We have a potential breach on the east side. Move out. Xylar followed closely, feeling a mix of admiration and curiosity. He had never seen a group of soldiers respond to a situation with such unity and speed. As they moved towards the training field, Xylar learned that the alarm was just a simulation. The Academy wanted to test their readiness in a controlled environment. Yet the urgency felt real, and the cadets treated it as such. Once they reached the training field, Xylar observed how the cadets quickly formed a defensive perimeter. They took positions behind obstacles and used their training to assess the situation. A mock enemy was on the loose, and it was up to the cadets to neutralize the threat. Xylar could hardly believe what he was witnessing. These humans were taking this exercise very seriously. The simulation began with simulated laser fire from the mock enemy. The cadets returned fire, using their training rifles, which made loud popping sounds as they shot harmless beams of light. Xylar noticed how the cadets communicated effectively, using hand signals and shouts to coordinate their movements. They worked together seamlessly, like a well-oiled machine. He saw Mia leading her team, calling out tactics as they advanced. "Flank left. Cover me," she yelled, charging forward with unwavering confidence. Xylar marveled at her courage. In his culture, such behavior was seen as reckless. But here, it was inspiring. Suddenly, one of the cadets fell to the ground, pretending to be hit. Xylar's heart skipped a beat. He was used to seeing soldiers fall in battle. But this was different. The cadets quickly reacted, moving to rescue their fallen comrade. They communicated clearly, ensuring everyone understood their roles. The injured cadet was dragged to safety while others provided cover fire. Xylar's respect for humans grew with every passing moment. They showed bravery, intelligence, and a strong sense of teamwork. He began to understand that the essence of their strength lay not just in individual skills, but in their ability to unite as one. As the exercise continued, Xylar found himself on the edge of his seat, fully engaged in the simulation. The cadets faced various challenges, each more intense than the last. They showed incredible adaptability, changing tactics when the situation called for it. Xylar noted how they learned from their mistakes and encouraged each other to keep pushing forward. After a grueling hour, the simulation ended and the alarms stopped. The cadets cheered, their energy infectious. Xylar felt a surge of excitement. They had not only survived the challenge but had also grown stronger together. It was a true testament to their training and spirit. As the cadets gathered around, panting but beaming with pride, Xylar couldn't help but applaud their efforts. "You have impressed me today," he said, his voice strong and sincere. "Your skills and teamwork are exceptional. I have learned more about humans in this short time than I ever thought possible." Mia stepped forward, a bright smile on her face. "Thank you, General Xylar. We train hard because we know that teamwork is essential. Alone, we might struggle, but together, we can face anything." Her words resonated with Xylar, echoing his newfound understanding of humanity. As the cadets celebrated their victory, Xylar felt a sense of hope. Maybe the galaxy had underestimated humanity. Perhaps these humans were not just fierce warriors, but also allies who could change the fate of the universe. The possibilities began to swirl in his mind as he considered the future of humans and aliens working together. But just as he was about to express his thoughts, a message came through his communicator. It was urgent, and it hinted at a larger conflict looming in the galaxy. The time for talk was ending, and soon, humans would face a real challenge, one that would test their unity and strength like never before. The sudden crackle of the communicator broke through the buzz of celebration at the Academy. General Xylar's heart sank as he listened intently to the urgent message. The voice on the other end was familiar, an advisor back on his ship. "General, we have received disturbing reports. A coalition of alien factions is planning an assault on human territories. They believe humans are weak, and they aim to make an example of your kind." Xylar's mind raced. He glanced at the cadets, who were still celebrating their successful simulation, completely unaware of the storm brewing in the galaxy. He had only just begun to appreciate the strength and unity of humans, and now they were facing a real threat. He took a deep breath, trying to steady his thoughts. The Academy's bright atmosphere felt at odds with the grim news. The alien factions were underestimating humanity, just as Siler himself had. But now he had a choice. Should he warn the cadets and potentially ruin their celebration, or should he first observe more and gather data before making any decisions? As Siler pondered this dilemma, Cadet Mia approached him, her enthusiasm still glowing. "General, did you see how we worked together? I think we showed that we can handle any challenge." Siler forced a smile, but the weight of the impending conflict hung heavily on him. "Yes, Cadet Mia, you and your team displayed remarkable skills. But we may have a serious situation on our hands. The galaxy is changing, and not all factions are pleased with your kind's rise." Mia's smile faltered. "What do you mean? Are we in danger?" Siler nodded solemnly. "It seems some aliens believe humans are weak, and they want to attack. They underestimate your capabilities." The other cadets began to gather around, sensing the shift in the atmosphere. Siler could see the tension on their faces. He felt a sudden urge to protect them, but also to prepare them. "I know this news is shocking, but it is vital that you understand the gravity of the situation. The galaxy views you as a threat, and they may seek to eliminate you." The cadets exchanged worried glances, and Mia spoke up again, determination in her eyes. "We are not weak. We've trained hard, and we can defend ourselves. We won't let them push us around." Siler felt a swell of admiration for the young human. Her spirit was infectious, and he realized that this was exactly the attitude they would need in the upcoming battle. "That is the spirit, Cadet. But we must prepare. This is not just a drill. This is real." The urgency in his voice shifted the mood. Cadet Mia and the others straightened, their expressions becoming serious. They were no longer just cadets in training. They were potential defenders of their world. "Gather your teams," Siler ordered. "We need to discuss strategy. You will need to understand the threats we face and how to counter them. Together, we will demonstrate to the galaxy what humans are truly capable of." As they moved to the command center, Siler felt a sense of responsibility wash over him. He was not only an observer, he was becoming a part of their story. These humans were not just fierce warriors. They were allies he could trust. They had proven their strength, and now they needed to harness it against the challenges ahead. Once in the command center, Siler outlined the threats they faced. He showed them data on the alien factions planning to attack and discussed their tactics. The cadets absorbed the information eagerly, their determination rising with each piece of intelligence. Siler was impressed by how quickly they grasped the concepts. They asked insightful questions and shared their own ideas for defense strategies. Each cadet contributed their unique perspectives, and together they crafted a plan that combined human creativity with military strategy. As they worked, Siler felt the camaraderie building. He had come to the academy to observe, but now he was part of something much greater. The humans were not just training for the sake of training. They were preparing to defend their world, and he would stand with them. Hours flew by as they honed their plans and practiced tactics. The cadets moved with precision and confidence, their earlier celebration replaced by a shared purpose. Siler could see the change in them. They were ready to face any challenge, united in their resolve. As the meeting concluded, Siler knew the true test was still ahead. The galaxy would soon see that humans were not to be underestimated. They were warriors, defenders, and partners, capable of greatness beyond what anyone had imagined. The battle was coming, and he would not only witness it, he would fight alongside them, proving that humanity was a force to be reckoned with. The days following General Siler's unsettling revelation were filled with intense preparations. The atmosphere at the academy shifted dramatically from one of celebration to urgency. Every cadet understood the weight of the impending conflict, and they worked tirelessly to train and strategize. The spirit of teamwork and resilience flourished as they faced the reality of the galaxy's perceptions about humanity. General Sylar stood at the forefront, leading the training sessions. He integrated his advanced alien tactics with the cadets' human ingenuity, creating a training regime that was both rigorous and adaptive. The cadets learned not just to fight, but to think strategically, using their surroundings and leveraging their unique strengths. Sylar emphasized the importance of mental agility alongside physical prowess. You must not only be strong but also smart. The enemy will try to exploit any weaknesses. Mia and her fellow cadets took this to heart. They spent long hours in the simulation rooms, running through various scenarios where they had to react quickly under pressure. Their bond deepened as they shared ideas and learned from one another. Every failure became a lesson, and every success ignited their passion to push further. One evening, after a particularly grueling day of training, Mia and her friends gathered in the common room. They shared stories about their lives, laughter echoing off the walls as they bonded over snacks. Sylar watched from a distance, feeling a sense of pride and warmth. These humans were remarkable. They had a spirit that could not be dimmed, even in the face of danger. As the night wore on, however, the laughter faded. Mia's face grew serious. "Do you think we're really ready for this? What if we fail?" Sylar stepped closer, sensing the anxiety in the room. "You must trust in your training and in each other. Remember, you are not alone in this fight. You have proven time and again that you can adapt and overcome." Mia nodded, but her eyes still held a flicker of doubt. What if they underestimate us? What if they don't take us seriously? "They will soon learn," Sylar replied, confidence surging within him. "Underestimating humans has been the downfall of many. Your strength lies in your unpredictability, your ability to think outside the box." The conversation shifted as they began to brainstorm how to showcase their capabilities. They discussed ideas for demonstrating human ingenuity to the galaxy. "What if we organized a display? A demonstration of our skills, our strategies," suggested another cadet. Sylar's eyes lit up. "That is an excellent idea. A show of strength and unity will send a clear message. Let's not wait for the enemy to act. Let's take the initiative." With renewed energy, the cadets sprang into action. They planned a series of demonstrations that would highlight their skills in combat, strategy, and teamwork. The aim was not just to impress their own kind, but to reach out to the galaxy, showcasing humanity's resilience and creativity. As the preparations unfolded, Sylar shared advanced techniques from his own military training, merging them with the cadets' unique styles. They crafted intricate simulations, blending technology with human creativity, turning the academy grounds into a vast arena for their upcoming display. The days turned into weeks as they practiced tirelessly. News of their preparations spread throughout the academy, drawing attention from other factions. Curious spectators from different alien races came to witness the humans in action. Some were skeptical, while others were intrigued. Finally, the day of the demonstration arrived. The atmosphere was charged with excitement and anticipation. Cadets stood in formation, wearing their uniforms with pride. Families, friends, and even a few dignitaries from other alien races filled the viewing stands. Sylar felt a mixture of nervousness and pride as he surveyed the crowd. Mia stepped forward, her heart racing. She took a deep breath and addressed the audience. "We are here to show you what humanity is capable of. We are not just soldiers. We are thinkers, creators, and survivors. We will not back down." The crowd erupted into applause, and the energy surged through the air. The first demonstration began, showcasing their combat skills. Cadets moved with precision, each maneuver telling a story of teamwork and trust. Sylar watched, his heart swelling with pride as he realized how far they had come. As the demonstrations continued, he noticed the expressions of the alien spectators shifting from skepticism to respect. They were witnessing a new side of humanity, a force that was not only strong but also adaptable and creative, the humans were proving their worth in ways that could not be ignored. As the final act approached, Sci-Fi stepped onto the stage, prepared to share his own thoughts. What you have seen today is just a glimpse of what humanity can achieve. We have learned from each other, and together we can face any challenge. Remember, we are stronger united. The crowd erupted into cheers, and Sci-Fi felt a wave of relief wash over him. They had successfully showcased humanity's resilience and ingenuity. But deep down, he knew this was only the beginning. The real challenge lay ahead, and they had to be ready for whatever the galaxy would throw at them next. Together, they would show the universe that underestimating humans was a grave mistake. They were ready to fight, to defend, and to stand tall against the coming storm. The demonstration had been a resounding success, but as General Sci-Fi celebrated the newfound respect for humanity, a darker cloud loomed on the horizon. News arrived that an alien fleet was mobilizing, intent on launching a preemptive strike against Earth and its allies. The Galactic Council's warnings had fallen on deaf ears. The aliens were determined to squash what they perceived as a threat. The tension in the military academy surged. Cadets prepared for battle, their excitement from the demonstration now replaced by a palpable fear. They knew that the upcoming conflict would not only determine their survival, but also shape how the galaxy viewed humanity forever. Sci-Fi gathered the cadets for an emergency briefing. The room was filled with anxious faces, each one reflecting the gravity of the situation. We are facing an enemy that underestimates us. They believe we are weak, that we cannot stand against their forces. We must prove them wrong, he stated firmly. Maya stood in the front row, her heart racing. But how can we fight against a fleet? We're just cadets. Sci-Fi smiled, seeing the fire in her eyes. You are more than just cadets. You are humanity's greatest hope. We will use our unique strengths to our advantage. Remember, they expect us to fight conventionally. We will turn their expectations against them. The cadets listened intently as Sci-Fi outlined a bold strategy. We will rely on guerrilla tactics. We will use our knowledge of Earth's terrain and our ability to adapt quickly. We will strike swiftly and retreat before they can retaliate. As the days passed, the cadets trained harder than ever. They learned to work as a cohesive unit, planning ambushes and escape routes. Maya found herself in a leadership role, guiding her peers through the rigorous exercises. They practiced using makeshift weapons, turning everyday objects into tools for survival. Sci-Fi had them simulate various battle scenarios, pushing them to think creatively under pressure. Remember, it's not about brute strength. It's about being smart and resourceful, he reminded them repeatedly. As the date of the impending attack drew closer, the atmosphere at the academy became more serious. Cadets gathered in small groups, discussing their fears and hopes. Some expressed doubts about their abilities, while others encouraged one another, recalling the demonstration that had ignited their pride. One night, Mia and her friends sat around a small fire, reflecting on the journey they had taken together. We've trained hard, and we've proven we can stand together. We're not just fighting for ourselves. We're fighting for everyone back home, Maya said, her voice steady. The group shared their personal stories, creating a bond that would help them through the challenges ahead. They laughed, but there were also moments of silence, where the weight of their situation sank in. Each cadet understood the gravity of the choices they would soon face. Finally, the day of the conflict arrived. The sky above the academy was a clear blue, but Mia could sense the storm brewing. General Sci-Fi led them to the command center, where they gathered around screens showing the alien fleet approaching Earth. The sight was intimidating. Ships of various sizes and designs hovered ominously in the dark void of space. Remember our training, Sci-Fi urged them. Stay focused and remain calm. We will execute the plan as we discussed. As the alien fleet began its assault, Sci-Fi issued commands with precision. The cadets were stationed on the front line, ready to defend their home. As the first blasts of energy beams lit up the skies, adrenaline surged through their veins. Mia felt a mix of fear and determination. She glanced at her friends, all wearing the same expression. They were ready. They had trained for this moment, and they would fight together. Suddenly, an alarm blared. "They're breaking through the outer defenses," a technician shouted. Xylar moved swiftly, rallying the cadets. "We need to engage them now. Let's show them what humans are capable of." The cadets sprinted towards their assigned positions, weapons in hand. The sounds of explosions echoed around them, a constant reminder of the stakes at hand. Mia's heart raced as she took her place, ready to execute their plan. The battle began in earnest, with the humans launching their guerrilla tactics. They struck quickly, surprising the enemy with their agility and cunning. Cadets moved like shadows, using the terrain to their advantage, hitting the aliens where they least expected. As the battle raged on, Maya found herself in the heat of action. She led a small group, executing ambushes and retreating just as the aliens began to respond. With every skirmish, their confidence grew, but the enemy was relentless. Xylar's voice echoed in her mind. "Think creatively. Adapt." Amidst the chaos, the cadets began to turn the tide. Their unique approach confounded the aliens, who had expected a straightforward fight. The fear that had once paralyzed them was now replaced with fierce determination. They were not just fighting for survival, they were fighting to prove their worth. As the battle raged on, Maya felt the tide shifting. Together, they were doing the impossible. They were holding their ground against overwhelming odds. And as the dust settled, she knew this was only the beginning of humanity's fight to be recognized in the galaxy. They were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, united as one. As the sun began to set on the battlefield, casting an orange glow over the chaotic scene, the clash between the alien fleet and the human defenders intensified. Cadets from the military academy fought valiantly, their determination driving them forward against a seemingly insurmountable foe. Mia and her comrades were entrenched in their positions, adrenaline coursing through their veins as they coordinated strikes against the alien forces. The sounds of battle were deafening. Explosions rocked the ground, and energy beams sliced through the air. Yet amidst the chaos, there was an unmistakable sense of purpose. Each cadet had learned to rely on one another, their training transforming them into a cohesive unit. Maya felt a surge of pride as she led her team, remembering the bonds they had forged during their time together. With the alien fleet regrouping and preparing for a massive offensive, General Xylar's voice rang through their comms, providing encouragement and updates. "Hold your ground. We've turned their surprise attacks into opportunities. Stay focused." His confidence inspired them all. The aliens, frustrated by the unexpected resilience of the humans, began to underestimate them further. They thought they could intimidate these primitive beings with sheer force, but what they didn't anticipate was humanity's knack for improvisation. Mia remembered her training as she saw an opportunity. A group of aliens was gathering near a supply depot, planning their next move. She quickly gestured to her team. "Let's hit them there. We can use the terrain to our advantage." They moved swiftly, utilizing the knowledge they had gained from their guerrilla tactics. They advanced quietly, avoiding detection until they were right upon their target. When Mia gave the signal, they launched their ambush, catching the aliens off guard. The element of surprise was on their side, and it turned into a fierce, decisive battle. As they fought, the cadets found new strength in one another. Maya felt a rush of energy as she took down an alien soldier with a swift, calculated move. The adrenaline fueled her, and with each victory, her confidence grew. The tide of the battle began to shift dramatically. The aliens were not prepared for the level of coordination and skill displayed by the human cadets. They stumbled back, confused and frustrated, their morale starting to crumble. The humans had turned the initial fear of the aliens into their own advantage. Meanwhile, in the command center, General Xylar watched the events unfold with pride. He knew the cadets were proving the galaxy wrong about humanity's capabilities. The humans had adapted, using their creativity and quick thinking to outmaneuver their adversaries. As the battle raged on, It became clear that the humans were not merely defending their home, but were on the offensive. Cadets began pushing forward, launching counterattacks that sent shockwaves through the alien forces. Mia, feeling the momentum shift, rallied her team. "Let's keep pushing. We can win this." With renewed vigor, they charged forward, moving through the enemy ranks. The cadets fought with a fierce tenacity, embodying the spirit of survival they had trained for. Each victory fueled their determination, driving them closer to a monumental triumph. Finally, after what felt like hours, the aliens began to retreat. They had underestimated the humans, and now faced a force they could no longer control. The sight of the alien ships pulling away filled the humans with exhilaration. They had done it. They had defended their planet and proved their worth. As the dust settled, the battlefield was filled with a mix of celebration and disbelief. Maya looked around at her fellow cadets, their faces illuminated with joy and exhaustion. They had come together, faced their fears, and emerged victorious against an overwhelming foe. General Sylar stepped forward, his expression proud. "You have all shown incredible strength and courage today. This battle will be remembered as a turning point for humanity in the galaxy. You are not just cadets, you are warriors." The cheers of victory echoed through the air. They had not only defended Earth, but also established humanity's place in the galaxy. The once dismissive aliens had learned a vital lesson. Humanity was not to be underestimated. As night fell, the cadets celebrated their hard-won victory, sharing stories of bravery and camaraderie. They reflected on the journey they had taken together, from uncertainty to triumph. They were no longer just students. They were now part of a legacy that would define humanity's future among the stars. Maya stood among her friends, knowing that this battle was just the beginning. They had proven their resilience and ingenuity, but the journey ahead would demand even more. With newfound confidence, she looked toward the stars, ready for whatever challenges lay ahead, united with her fellow cadets as they embraced their destiny as defenders of Earth and champions of humanity. In that moment, under the vast expanse of the galaxy, they understood that they had not only changed how the galaxy viewed them, but had also transformed themselves into a force that would stand against any threat, ready to write their own story in the annals of history.